All right, well, hello and welcome to the December Macomb Park Board of Commissioners meeting. And as always, we will start with the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. All right, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And the agenda stands approved. Consideration of an action on the minutes from I don't know why I said from the previous month here. That's not correct. Are there any corrections, additions, or deletions that need to be done? Oh, yes, of last month's minutes. I apologize. Yes. Whew. All right. Hearing none, is there a motion to approve?
Make the motion to approve.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the minutes stand approved. All right, bills and transfers and monthly financial statements. Commissioner Ham.
Thank you. For the month of November 2020, the consolidated fund, the cash on hand at the end of the month is $59,659 and some change. The revenues for November were $80 below budget. Expenses for the month ran $101,965 more than the budget. Overall, we ended the month $102,045 above budget. And year to date, we're still $72,435 better than budget. The general fund, we ended November with $492,383 cash on hand, $489,696 in the general fund, and $2,686 in savings. The revenues ended the month $1,898 below budget for the month. The expenses for the month ran $5,753 less than budget overall. We ended the month $3,854 better than the budget projections. And year to date is around $102,248 better than what was expected in the budget. Corporate, we ended the month $2,209 better than the budget. Year to date, $53,766 better than the budget. Recreation, overall, ended the month $1,005 better than budget, and year to date is $22,265 better than the budget. Lakeview ended the month $627 less than budget expectations, and the year to date is $1,874 better. Ball 4 for the month ended $161 better than budget expectations. The year to date is $15,720 below what was expected in the budget. Special rec program events, we ended the month $1,083 below budget. For the year to date, we're sitting around $1,701 below budget. Special Olympics, we overall ended the month $962 better than budget. Year to date is $6,871 ahead of the projections. For non-activities, the month ended overall $210 better than budget numbers. Year to date is $1,707 better than the budget projections. The police month, let's see, for revenues, we ended on budget. Expenses ended $393 better than budget. For year to date is $6,984 better than budget. Payroll, wages ended the month $225 below budget. Year to date is $75,129 below the budget. Some notes. We did receive tax payment on November 16th for and $33,470, some change. We have continued to receive some COVID-19 reimbursement from the state. And there is new bond money that was deposited. It was verified that on December 10th, it was received in the amount of $622,609 that went to the consolidated fund.
Okay. All right, thank you, Russ. Any questions for Commissioner Ham? Okay, no questions. A motion to approve the bills and transfers and the monthly financial statements.
Motion to approve the bills, transfers, and monthly financial statements.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Weiss,
Aye?
Commissioner Edwards,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamage,
Aye.
Commissioner Ham,
Aye.
Commissioner Hemingway.
Aye.
All right. And bills and transfers and the monthly financial statements stand approved as published. We do not have anyone for open public presentations to the commissioners, so we'll move on to item number 5, which is the president's report. And I would like to just quickly take this time to thank all the staff and volunteers for the Macomb Park District. It's been a hell of a year, and all of you have gone above and beyond providing for our community. So again, I thank you and know that your work is appreciated by the board. So, and with that, moving on to the director's report.
Okay. If you don't mind to
Sure.
take one down and pass it around. To get started, and then we'll get to the document that's being passed. We're excited this month to welcome Bold Brew House as our next Push for Parks partner. They are selling Bold Brew House t-shirts for $20. For every t-shirt that is sold, $2 goes to the Patton Park project. So we again are grateful for the community's support and standing up during this time to help us push forward a community project and bettering one of our local parks. Also along that line, Abram Olson with Country Financial donated $400 to the lighting project at Veterans Park. And that project might not be front and center, but it's definitely not forgotten. So we are grateful for his work. He ran a campaign back in March, and then obviously COVID. So the check presentation took a little bit of time to come together, but we got it done before the year's end. So we thank him for his donation and support for the lighting project at Veterans Park. We got to meet with our local insurance agency, Pumo Insurance, for our renewal. And not that that's very substantial, but during the meeting, Chris Pumo and I were going over our line items, and all of a sudden we hear in the other room a loud roar of "We win!" and just all start cracking up because a couple of staff were practicing this new board game that is being created by our graduate assistant based on the park district, and they were shooting a commercial for it with masks. But it was quite hilarious and actually very good-hearted to hear, you know, the excitement and joy coming out of the park district still, even though, you know, things are still a little bit grim. So, you know, we're still playing at the park district.
Play.
Professionally, you know, we're not wasting tax dollars. We're not just playing games. We're doing other good things. So, but I'm super pumped about this new board game that Rock Loxley, our graduate assistant, has created based on the world that he developed with the Macomb School of Magic. This guy does not quit. I did test run this game last night. It is quite difficult and also really engaging. It's extremely well thought out. If you're a gamer at all, I would relate it to Settlers of Catan. It's quite similar to that, but it still has its own unique twist, and it's all based on the Macomb Park District facilities, and then the 4 schools of magic that he created back in October. So he's going to release it, I think, in the next week or so. Don't quote me on that, but he's releasing it before Christmas. It will be put on the Park District website as a free printable game for families to enjoy over the holiday season. So we're very excited about that. Never thought the Macomb Park District would have its own board game, but here we are. So he continues to come up with unique and creative ideas. Very happy to have him. And then for the rest of the staff, several new initiatives are coming in the new year. I know Natalie's working on several new ceramic initiatives, making sure that our programs are still going strong in the ceramics studio. And Aaron and Whitney have been brainstorming and really digging in deep with making sure that some of our annual programs and events that are classics can still be partaken in some way, shape, or fashion. So that's all I'm at liberty to discuss at this time. But be on the lookout for some announcements out of the Park District office for some of your favorite programs and events. And then last but not least, not sure why I ended on money, but because it's also great news. So with COVID, everybody's talking about how it's financially affected them. And I wanted to put together our numbers to show how, as of November 30th, these numbers are as of November 30th, how we were affected by COVID and how the staff of the Macomb Park District rose to the occasion. So we were impacted, our revenues were impacted. We were operating on about 87% of the revenues that we normally are accustomed to, which is approximately $100,000 that we did not receive that we are used to getting. The staff band together, tightened up their shoelaces, and they cut expenses by $148,500. So we were operating on 81% of our normal expenses. And as much as I can push and shove and try my best to get people to batten down the hatches, the employees that are at the Macomb Park District really took it upon themselves to make sure we had, a fluid operation and that our finances were in a place where we could continue to provide high quality programming at the level that our community is used to. I'm extremely grateful for them because I didn't have to do any sort of layoffs or furloughs, and it was all because they saw the seriousness of the situation and they acted quickly. And so I applaud them. I applaud that I can show you these numbers and be, proud to be a part of such a financially responsible community organization. So again, I have to applaud the staff that was of their own accord. Yes, sir.
I just would like to emphasize, in case it didn't come out clearly enough, I think everybody sitting here with the numbers right in front of them sees it. But we took, what is that, about a 12.2% reduction in revenue. Mm-hmm. Yet the staff managed to reduce expenses by a little under 19%, so little as to make us. So they managed to bring us out, in a sense, roughly 7% ahead in a situation that could have been very bad. That's kind of a remarkable accomplishment, and I just wanted to reemphasize it so it doesn't get lost. And another reason to appreciate our staff.
Mm-hmm. And just to build on that a little bit more, because you can't brag about great people too much. A lot of people out there might be thinking, well, you didn't host any major events or you didn't do certain programs. And as that does add into this total, Natalie Shelley was out there picking up sticks in Everly Park. And Aaron Hill was over in Veterans picking up trash, and Neil Armstrong was over at Ball 4 mowing grass. We worked on a skeleton crew for this park district. It wasn't just the fact that we didn't spend money at programs, it's the fact that they were willing to get out there and get dirty and to mow or do whatever it was that was necessary to make sure our parks were in as pristine a condition as we could make it for those of us who are not used to being on a mower or running a weed whacker or whatever the case may be. So, yeah, very proud of this organization and the crew that runs it. And that's the end of my report.
It's just the things that are being done with the park district is just awesome, and I'm very happy, very proud, proud to be a board member, and just as I said earlier, you're just so thankful for your staff and volunteers. They're just, lack of a better term, kicking butt.
Aren't they, though? I agree.
So,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you very much, Director Lenz. All right, we are at item number 7, consideration and action on the 2020 property tax levy, ordinance number 338. Let's see, get my notes here. So this is just to read for the public, the ordinance number 338-2020. An ordinance levying and assessing the taxes of the Macomb Park District for the calendar year beginning January 1, 2021, and ending December 31, 2021. Whereas on the March 17, 2020, the Board of Commissioners of the Macomb Park District passed the annual budget and appropriation ordinance of said district for the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2020, and ending December 31, 2020. And upon said date, the said ordinance was duly signed and approved by the President of the Board of Commissioners of said district and signed by the Secretary of said board as required by law. So just to let the public know, this is available, is a public document. It will be available for you to read at the park office. And for the commissioners, so, it's all broken down by section according to the different funds. And make sure I get this right, Director Lenz, the total amount is $728,325.
Nailed it.
Okay. Are there any questions regarding the levy? Okay. Okay, is there a motion then?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Edwards,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamage,
Aye.
Commissioner Ham,
Aye.
Commissioner Hemingway,
Aye.
Commissioner Weiss.
Aye. All right, has passed, so we will continue to move forward. And again, this is available for the public to read over at the park office.
It's quite riveting.
Yeah, it's good stuff. All right, let's see, where am I at now? Get my many notes, my many notes. All right, we are now at item number 8, consideration and possible action on Resolution 20-2, amendment of Resolution 18-5 for part of the naming policy. So this is a technical correction of what was already in place. So if you look on the resolution, it's to paragraph 5B4 is deleted and marked as deleted, which is at the bottom of page 3. Pretty straightforward. Any questions or concerns? Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
It's only part of the
There's
resolution.
3 parts of it.
Yeah. There are 2 sections added. You haven't read,
There was
2
the
and 3
section
yet.
added,
Oh,
paragraph.
wait.
You only read 1.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. Oh, my gosh. And then, okay. Yes. Paragraph 5B, number 5, is added as follows. Further recognition will be extended to donors in accordance with Resolution 20-3, gift acceptance and recognition. Any questions on that part? Okay. And then the third is section 6 is added as follows. Section 6, termination of naming rights. In addition to any rights and remedies available at law, the board may terminate for cause any naming rights agreement with all rights and benefits of the donor thereunder, including terminating the naming itself. Details are specified in Macomb Park District Resolution 20-3, gift acceptance and recognition.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing this, maybe you know at the top, or Rachel can clarify. That would just be a majority of the board to make a decision on whether or not to remove a name? Just a majority, or would it have to be a percentage?
I think it's majority.
Is that what it is? Okay. I was thinking, but I just want to clarify that for the record.
Yes.
Just so people understand, as President Weiss mentioned, this is basically technical because Section 6, the right to remove the name, we did not allow ourselves that under the original naming policy. So naming would have been forever, even if we'd run into a awkward, let's say, situation. So this just allows us to do that, and then on we go.
I could give you a really awkward example if you would like.
No, we're
I
live.
think you know where he got it. I know where he got it.
I'd like to close. Call the question.
You're here.
I'd like to move.
I'm sorry?
I'd like to move the resolution gets passed for the
All right.
corrections, 22 amendments to naming rights policy.
All right. Is there a second?
Yes, second.
All right. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Gamage,
Aye.
Commissioner Ham,
Aye.
Commissioner Hemingway,
Aye.
Commissioner Weiss,
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
All right. We are now on item agenda number 9. Consideration and possible action on Resolution 20-3, gift acceptance and recognition policy. So through all the, oh, yes. Well, let's see. I need so there's some general guidelines through this. The big thing I wanted to talk about, though, is number 2 of the resolution, which is authority to solicit and accept gifts. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's hold off on that. I'm jumping ahead here. Sorry, I'm not really sure what I should read here for the public, so they have an idea of. Oh, Commissioner Hemingway, would you like to take a stab at this for me?
We all know that we have been encouraging the director to fundraise, but we never had any real guidance for that fundraising, particularly when it had turned out to be successful. So the purpose of this policy is to formalize the director's authority to solicit gifts and to describe how those gifts, what types of gifts we might look for, what levels of giving would be recognized, and in general, formalize something that's already been going on, giving it better shape, and sort of removing some of the uncertainty about it. One of the things that will happen in fundraising is, of course, that potential donors will have questions about how their gifts might be structured, how they might be used, what kind of guarantees exist that the district will use gifts as the donor intends them to be used. One of the basic features of fundraising is that donor intent governs. So we have to have a means of guaranteeing that to donors if they give us money to build a park shelter. We have to be able to show them that we're going to do exactly that and how we're going to account for it. And this paves the way for individual gift agreements that will be turning to once we're finished with this. So this sets up that structure and allows us to move forward. I think President Weiss, if you look under the general guidelines, it simply says, basically summarizing, that the policy is intended to protect and advance the interests of the district, to guarantee that district works in close cooperation with the foundation, and that the district and the foundation are only going to accept gifts compatible with missions, goals, purposes, etc. This seems rather obvious, but if somebody comes up to you and says, I will give you $25,000 to build, and I'm going to use a very controversial example, to build a Christmas religious display in Patton Park, we know we can't do that under the law. And this gives us the right to say, you know, we can't, okay? But it also then allows the director to negotiate. And under the authority to solicit and accept gifts, it's section 2, essentially just puts that responsibility squarely on the director's plate. So it sort of builds on the contract, the employment contract, and says, here's how you're going to do that. Is that what you were interested in, President Weiss?
Thank you very much. Yes, thank you. And I do believe, Ryan, we have a slide to help better understand the gift acceptance and recognition. So if you could look on your, yes,
If I may just,
absolutely.
we never had this before.
Yeah,
All the recognition that we've been doing prior to this, has been basically ad hoc. Now we're systemizing it. Now the director has a tool that she can use in describing to people what might happen. Give us X amount, this will happen. Give us Y amount, that'll happen. This, again, is something that almost every donor will ask about. This is our first stab at that.
and this shows, I mean, it's very simple, you know, this whole 5-tier of gifts recognition, pretty straightforward. Yeah, as Commissioner Hemingway stated, you know, we've never done this really, so we're definitely going in the right direction.
Policy and procedures, formalizing. Yeah, we're just formalizing a policy and added some procedures that we will give guidance to the director lens to follow for future gifts. And we've listed that in this resolution. So it's something that the Park District needs to put in a formal state, and that's what we're doing here.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. Any questions or comments? Other comments? Okay. Let's see. So that said, is there a motion? Is there more conversation that we need? Okay. Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
All right. Is there a second?
Second?
All right. It's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Ham,
Aye.
Commissioner Hemingway,
Aye.
Commissioner Weiss,
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamage.
Aye.
Right. All right, we are up to item number 10, consideration and possible action on the authorization of director to execute gift agreement with closed session possible. I'd like to move that we go ahead and enter into closed session. Oh, yes.
Do you have the statutory authority for the closed session?
That would be,
That needs to be read into the record.
5 ILCS 120/2-6. Okay. So again, with that, I'd like to move that we enter into closed session. We're going to do it a little different.
You have to get a second.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. And with that, I was just going to state, we were going to stay in here for our closed session. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. We should vote on that, yes. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hemingway,
Aye.
Commissioner Weiss,
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamage,
Aye.
Commissioner Ham.
Aye.
Okay. Sorry about that. I was jumping ahead there. So we're going to stay in here. So with that being said, Ryan is going to mute us and put up a graphic for all the YouTube viewers out there. So if you could go ahead and do that, Ryan, thank you. Okay. Like to move to enter open session.
So moved.
All right, is there okay, it's been moved and seconded. Do we need to do a roll call vote of, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. All right, so the agenda item that we were in closed session on was the consideration and possible action on the authorization of director to execute gift agreement 5 ILCS 120/2 6. Okay. In closed session, we were discussing the gift agreement with one particular donor, and basing on the terms for that agreement.
I would like to move that we authorize Director Lentz to move forward with this gift agreement and the renaming rights specified in the agreement to her best abilities.
Excellent. Yes. Is there a second on that?
Second.
All right. It's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamage.
Aye.
Commissioner Ham.
Aye.
Commissioner Hemingway.
Aye.
Commissioner Weiss.
Aye. All right. It has passed, which leads us into item number 11, consideration and possible action on resolution 20-4, recognition of donors. I will read this to all of you. Resolution 20-4, recognition of Dave and Jackie Thompson as district benefactors. Whereas the Macomb Park District strives to expand and develop the range of recreation facilities and opportunities available to the residents of Macomb. Whereas the Macomb Park District welcomes assistance from individuals and organizations who support these efforts. Whereas Dave and Jackie Thompson have been generous in giving their time and counsel to the district. Whereas Dave and Jackie Thompson have moreover twice made generous gifts to the district of over $20,000 each, most recently supporting relocation and expansion of the dog park at Patton Park. And whereas Dave and Jackie Thompson's support and generosity will benefit the residents of Macomb now and in the future. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Macomb Park District meeting in regular session this 15th day of December 2020. That said board expresses its thanks to Dave and Jackie Thompson for their dedication to the well-being of Macomb, in recognition of which the board, acting under Resolution 20-4, hereby declares Dave and Jackie Thompson to be benefactors of the Macomb Park District, and that said board wishes to spread this resolution upon the minutes of this meeting in commemoration of the action taken thereby. This resolution passed and become part of the minutes of the December 15, 2020 meeting of the Board of Commissioners of the Macomb Park District. All right. So, consideration and possible action on Resolution 20-4, recognition of donors. Is there a motion?
I'd like to move.
And is there a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Gamage.
Aye.
Commissioner Ham.
Aye.
Commissioner Hemingway.
Aye.
Commissioner Weiss.
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
All right, it has passed. And congratulations and thank you to Dave and Jackie Thompson. And I believe there was a image
He put it up.
Oh, did he? Oh, there it is. Yes. So that's awesome. Thank you both so much. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, and with that, open commissioner presentation and discussion of future agenda items. Yes, Commissioner.
Everybody
Hemingway.
have great holidays and look forward to a better 2021, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank
Dale.
you.
Community.
Thank you very much. Yes, I want to wish happy holidays to everyone. And again, a big thank you to the staff and to Director Lenz for all that they do with the Macomb Park District. You guys are just amazing with everything that you all are doing. So with that, is there a motion to adjourn?
Are you kidding?
I'd like to move to adjourn.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And we stand adjourned. Thank you all so much.
Yes, sir.